What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys haven't seen the last video, we applied the Prum 15 after removing the windshield over the rust that was hidden under the seals. Right now it is dried, cured. Hopefully when the guy does the windshield, the primer for the seal sticks to the Prum 15. Hopefully this right here works like it should and prevent rust from forming in the future. I just got back from Harbor Freight right now, and I went to go buy a bunch of tarp to tarp off that end, this whole side, this end, and the floor. Picked up a couple other knickknacks while I was there as well too, but I think what I want to do today is prep the driveway to paint a car. That means I'm gonna have to move all these cars out, and first thing I'm gonna start is with that car. I gotta get it out. The red car is probably gonna sit over there. The wagon is gonna be pushed down the driveway. This CRX is gonna be right here. I want it out of the rain. If it rains this next couple of days, it's starting to drizzle a little bit right now, but hopefully it passes soon. But I want it out of the rain because I don't want it to form rust on the areas that are down to the metal, like these edges. For example, right here, you can see the light surface rust. So I don't want this to be any worse sitting out here when it rains overnight or whatever the case may be. I wanted to get it in here so I can further put in some work, maybe enclose it so that way I can put the heater out here and work a little bit into the night, so that way I'm not freezing, you know what I mean? E85 problems. Let's see if it turns on. No fuel pump. Oh, that was my main relay. I'll be mad if this car doesn't want to turn on and drain my brand new battery. This car has no battery, so I'm just gonna have to roll it forward. It's weird. Forgot it's 5-speed. It's 5-speed, boys. We don't have 6-speed trans no more, but we're not rolling. Man, I miss driving this car when it was my daily before I had the CRX. I mean, back when it was all motor too. The time for this is going to come real soon, guys. I'm going to change the setup, turbo setup, all that. Once I finish collecting all the things that I've been trying to save up for, we'll shed some light on this build. If you guys want to know a little bit more about this car, if you guys are new to the channel or haven't seen this car from the day it came here on the channel, which was 9 years ago, check the link above. Automotive Anatomy came down here and did an interview with me, and we kind of talked a lot about this car and all the mods that's been done to it. So check it out. I think this is as far as I want to push this car. It's perfect in line with the end of the carport here, so it's just going to drape down right behind the bumper, and then it's going to go that way to cover up the floor from all the dust. I'm not sure how I'm going to cover this up. I know somebody has mentioned to me that if I put a tarp underneath, cover that up, moisture and stuff gets caked up underneath over time, which then could mess up the paint or leave moisture under the paint, rust, stuff like that. I didn't take that advice because it was already covered up. I didn't want to go back and take it all apart again, whatever. But when I pulled the cover off, there was a ton of water underneath here, and you guys saw there was like 3 layers of car cover plus a tarp and a furniture blanket on the roof, so it doesn't get all scratched and dented from the stuff that I kind of set on top of there. But yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to cover this up for the time being, and it may rain. Well, the sun's out. It may rain tonight and on Friday. So right now I'm gonna let it be, and I'm gonna shift some of this stuff around. I pushed the CRX back just to kind of get an idea of how this is gonna look, and the CRX is in line with the wagon. Right now I was trying to find a bar long enough to put right there, but I just realized I could just take this off and somehow tape it tight shut to this just for the time being. It's not going to be permanent, but I need to go get the leaf blower so I can blow all of the dust and all of the leaves off the areas that the CRX is going to be parking in, and man, bring back some good memories. Haven't painted a car like this in a long while, so yeah. Leaf blower. What I want to do right now is before I move the pole, I kind of want to wet sand the car. Reason being is because the weather is cold right now, and if I move this car here and I wet sand here, the water probably won't evaporate. I don't know how long it'll take to evaporate because it's cold. So what I want to do is I want to sand it right here so the water can just be wherever. I read a comment: warm water, soap, wet sand, keep your hands warm. Appreciate the tip. But I want to sand the car down with 400. I think it's 400. I'm gonna go on Google, search up what grit sandpaper before sealer, and then tomorrow I want to shoot the sealer on the car and then seal the whole car up so we don't have to worry about rust forming. And if we have to sand it down because it may not have been thinned out enough, we'll sand it down again. But I want to get the car sanded. The goal is to seal it tomorrow, and I'm just going to get right to it because we still have about, what time it is, probably 2 hours. Then we have like 2 hours to sand. So after I sand, pole, tarp, car, here. Now the interweb said I could sand with, I grabbed the wrong sandpaper. This is 220. $400. The interweb says I can sand the surface of the car with 320 before applying the urethane base coat. It's optional to do 400 to 600, but after talking to some of my friends and some of the comment sections, 400 is recommended, so I am going to be shooting with 400. Now it depends on like the brand of base coat and stuff like that, waterborne versus urethane solvent, whatever the material is made out of. Sanding goes accordingly, but we're not looking for a professional paint job. We're just looking for something that's better than the way the car came here, and I'll be completely happy with it. Got my warm water with some soap. Let's get to sanding. You can see all of the dirt that's on here from just sitting. Now before you guys mention it, my sponge is gone. I had a sponge and it's not in the bucket. It's been gone for a while. Don't know where it's at. Though I can use a cup. Thank you. No idea what this is. Oh, these are the material to flock, mini flocker. Flock. If you guys don't remember, I mentioned that we're going to be flocking the door panel, and I'm almost certain that the top half of this door panel, this door card, is some shade of blue, but it also looks gray. So I bought gray and blue because I wasn't so sure myself. So this one is a really dark navy blue. This is navy blue suede, and this is charcoal gray suede. So when we find a day for the door cards, we're gonna be flocking it. I got the mini flocker and the adhesive for it as well too, right here. This should be plenty to do a ton of projects, but it's awesome to know we got this in. I totally forgot I even ordered this, but it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be my first time flocking anything, so keep this for a later day. All right guys, so we just finished sanding the whole car down with 400 grits, and I went back a second time on the main surfaces, the hood, fenders, doors, quarter, roof. I went over the edges that kind of had like paint peel, like you can see the layers of paint. I kind of smoothed that out a little bit, and we won't know how much line scratches are going to show through the paint until we do the sealer, so we can see it through the sealer. If there are any other lines or deeper gouges, we'll fix it then, but hopefully we don't have that issue. We'll just lay down the sealer, and again, it depends if the sealer lays down thick or thin, whether we have to sand it again or not, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Right now I'm going to wash the car down. So the carport is 10 to the wall. Car is 5.5. 5.5 minus 10, 4.5. 4.5 divided by 2 is 2 foot and 6 inches. So this green line is where I need the front of that wheel to be at. And I'm not sure how far I got to go back until I get the car in here. So let's move this car. And this is actually the first drive since the car came on. Man, that seat was sliding all over the place. Kept stalling the car, but we're pretty close. I'm probably just gonna jack the car up and turn it. So I think I'm pretty settled where the car is currently sitting. If I got my back up against this right here, plenty of room to spray. And I got the car pushed almost all the way back because I'm only needing a top section space to paint. I'm not worried about any of the bottom stuff. And on the other side, on the garage door side, I think it's kind of close, but if I just kind of spread my arm out, I'm sure I can hit all of this. So the car is at rest right here for the next couple of days. I think what I want to do right now is I'm going to paint the inside of the fenders. I mean, it'd be practical to take the fenders off, but I want to paint the inside of the fenders as well. So I'm going to pull all of these bolts off right here, and I'm just going to red scuff the whole inside of this. And when I paint, I'm going to leave the hood open so I can paint that, drop it, and then when I do the clear, same ordeal. I'm going to take a Scotch-Brite, run through all of this as well too. The other side I already did it right here, and kind of go over like some of the areas where the paint's going to hit where I didn't sand. So scuff all of this, probably pull the door back a little bit, do the edges a little bit. Same goes for all of these edges right here, and just wherever else that needs to be scuffed down before I shoot the sealer on. I didn't even check the forecast for tomorrow, but hopefully it's not raining. It could be cold. I still got to go fill up the propane tank. I want to go buy another heater attachment, so that way I have 2 propane tanks just to kind of keep this area a little warm. So I've been sanding for like another hour, scuffing up all of the little stuff, all of the edges up here. I went back and kind of looked over some of the areas that I might have missed, and shit, there was a lot of spots that I missed. So can't feel my fingers, but we're done with sanding for the most part. I had to do some putty work right here in the front. I did spot putty, and then I just sanded it all off right now. I kind of cleaned it a little bit. These are little pits. It's nice and smooth now, which is good thing I stared at it with my nose up in the front to see it. And hopefully the sealer seals it up more tomorrow. I'm excited, I'm pumped, and I am tired. It's only 7:18 right now, guys, and I'm gonna wrap up this video, or at least I'm gonna wrap up tonight. I still have to lock up my cars and all that, and really go inside, get warm, and figure out how I'm gonna do this tomorrow. We made some major progress on the car, guys. We got it sitting where we need it to be for the next couple of days, so that's a huge step forward for me, for us, and I hope you guys are excited. If you guys enjoyed today's update of the 88 HF, be sure to leave a thumbs up on this video. Hopefully we'll lay down the sealer tomorrow, guys, and if you want to stick around for that, be sure to hit the subscribe button. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.